All right, what's going on, guys? In today's video, we're going to talk about these Zane changes they made in the recent patch. We had a few changes. We swapped the capstone with the mid capstone on the green and the blue trees. We got a buff to Duct Tape Mod. We got a buff to the Infiltrator class mod. And then finally, we got some of the power from Seeing Dead into Seeing Red. So that's everything we're going to talk about in today's video. First, let's talk about some of those capstone changes. All right, so the first thing we should talk about is the capstone change. We got Seeing Red swapped with Death Follows Close. This is a pretty weird change. Actually, a little fun fact, this is how Zane was on launch. Seeing Red used to be right here, and Death Follows Close used to be right here. Now, in my opinion, this is overall a good change. This adds viability to non-Seeing Dead builds. A lot of players used to play Calm, Cool, and Collected. When the game first came out, pretty much, this was like the meta setup. But the main issue with it was you couldn't get a lot of kill skills active all the time on this build. So the swap, bringing Seeing Red up higher in the tree, is actually a pretty good change in my opinion. Another cool thing about this change is with Seeing Red being the mid capstone here, you can now use the Spy class mod. If you guys didn't know about the Spy class mod, it's from the new DLC. And if you notice a little line of text on there, it gives you 8-second duration on your kill skills. So the fact that you get that bonus 8-second durations without needing Death Follows Close, because one of the big things about Death Follows Close is the bonus duration, you can actually wear a Spy class mod and stop halfway down the blue tree, and then you could spend your points elsewhere. The next thing we might as well segue into is the bonus kill skill effectiveness now on Seeing Red. We now get 15% bonus kill skill effectiveness, and if we look at any Seeing Dead class mod, the Seeing Dead class mod now only has 10% bonus effectiveness on it. I love this change. This was one of my top changes for this class mod. Take the effectiveness from Seeing Dead and put it onto Seeing Red. They only put 15% and that's fine. Once again, that just gives viability to non-Seeing Dead builds. This gives more crit damage on the Executor class mod. This gives more violent momentum damage on your Infiltrator and Antifreeze class mod builds. And it just gives more damage to non-Seeing Dead Zane builds in general. Death Follows Close and kill skill effectiveness actually buffs violent momentum, if you guys didn't know, but this change is awesome. It just makes it so that we are not tied down to Seeing Dead, and especially if you have the new purple tree, you don't need Seeing Dead to play Zane anymore at all. And then another thing is, like, Seeing Dead builds are not nerfed at all, because if you're playing Seeing Dead, you're going down the blue tree, so you're gonna pick up this skill anyway. So this took no power from Seeing Dead builds, but it added power to non-Seeing Dead builds. Next, we should talk about the distributed denial and the confident competence swap. A lot of people don't like the swap. A lot of people are calling this a nerf. What I have to say about this is absolutely not a nerf. Once they fix distributed denial, you guys are gonna love this change. If they fix distributed denial, I'm assuming they will, hopefully. Currently, distributed denial is pretty bugged with most shields in the game, so that sucks. The best shield you can use with this skill is pretty much booster shields. And then a lot of people say this was a nerf to Zane because now we don't get confident competence anymore. Can I just say that 40% gun damage is nothing on Zane, and then really the only thing we're missing is the accuracy here. But if you have the purple tree, 1 to 2 points into mana focus gives you more accuracy than confident competence does, and confident competence requires you to have a full shield. And while we're talking about confident competence, they buffed this skill by 5% gun damage. They turned this from 35% to 40% gun damage, which is pretty much nothing. This skill was like might as well have not been buffed. Like I was just saying, the gun damage on this skill was almost useless anyway. So the fact that they only buffed it by 5% means nothing. It would be great if they made this V1 or V2 damage or even crit damage, but as gun damage, this capstone is absolutely not worth it. And once again, it kind of just points out why going down the green tree is not worth it. A lot of these skills are not worth spending points into, and neither is this capstone. All right, the next thing we have to talk about is the Duct Tape Mod change. Now, you actually cannot see it here, but I have a screenshot. So for whatever reason, it's not showing the new text on PC, but the Duct Tape Mod buff works properly on PC. One thing I do have to say though is this cooldown time is a lie. It says 4 seconds. It's actually still 8 seconds, so they do need to fix this cooldown time. But let's talk about the new Duct Tape Mod change. Zane gains immunity from his own guns and grenades. This is an awesome change, and let's talk about how it works and what kind of cool stuff you can do with it. So some very cool things you can do with the new Duct Tape Mod skill is number 1 is rocket jumping. You guys know that you could have went and got a low level rocket like I have here, but with 1 point into Duct Tape Mod, I take 0 damage. So you can use max level Plumages and Ruby's Wraths for rocket jumping now. You're not going to take any damage if you spec points into Duct Tape Mod. And let's also talk about where the downside of Duct Tape Mod. The downside is you still take your dot damage, so you are not immune to your own status effects with Duct Tape Mod. For example, I'm going to throw a Hex Grenade at the floor. See how it didn't damage me? Let's throw another one. All right, we're getting pretty lucky. We're not getting a status effect on us. Okay. See that status effect? And it instantly kills us because the recurring Hex Grenade puts a big status effect on you. So be very careful with Duct Tape Mod and status effects. You do still have to watch out for that. Potentially, they do change this in the future, although we don't really know. And then one other awesome thing about Duct Tape Mod is you can now infinitely sham fleet. So I have a Transformer on, which gives us Absorb. I'm gonna go ahead and just shoot this backburner at our feet. You can see we take 0 damage, but we're still absorbing via the Transformer. So Zane can literally sham fleet with a Transformer and Duct Tape Mod now. You notice I do still take the status effect damage. Recurring Hex has a really fat status effect damage on it. Unless you like hit yourself with one of these grenades, it really shouldn't be that bad. But like the backburner is not really putting a big status effect on ourselves. But yeah, so you can do that with a Transformer now, which is really awesome. And same with the rocket jumping that I was showing. And same with the Nukem. The other cool thing about this skill is you can just use guns that deal self-damage like the Breath of the Dying, the Chaos, the OPQ system, and you don't have to worry about it. So it's a very awesome change. I really love this change. It's almost worth just always speccing this skill just because how cool it is. There's also going to be some really cool builds we're coming out with. Joe gets a shout out for the video. We're going to use Antifreeze and Trick of the Light to with splash weapons, probably in the new Zane Nukem build. So there's a little sneak peek for you guys. Alrighty, so next we have the change to the Infiltrator class mod. Basically, they made it so your shield will refill before it breaks. So basically, the reason why this change is so impactful is because of the activate any effects that trigger on shield break or shield fill. This used to just strictly be worse than this anointment, but now it's gonna fill up your shield before it breaks it. And what's awesome is you can combo both of these for double Novas. Now, this is gonna sound weird, but you have to equip these in the right order or it doesn't work properly. You actually need to equip your Infiltrator class mod before you equip your ass Nova shield, or you will not get double the Novas. I know that sounds weird, but essentially, like I said, you need to put on your class mod and then put on your Nova shield. So let's show you guys how this works. So all we do, you see we get 2 Novas. So 1 action skill, but we get 2 Novas. So that's really cool. That's a really awesome change. We can now make Nova builds with the like the Nova Burner Recharger, the Ass Stinger, Ass Black Holes, because why not? But stuff like that. It's a very awesome change to this class mod. And it's gonna make Nova builds viable because we literally get double Novas, which is absolutely insane. The Stinger Shield with all the melee artifacts, White Elephant, stuff like that. ASE Splash on our guns, like holding the Wyvern Pistol with ASE Splash is gonna be insane. And yeah, so that's the final change. Anyways, guys, that is gonna be it for the video. That's all the changes to Zane they gave us this time. Hopefully we get a couple fixes like with distributed denial and maybe a couple more reworks to the green tree. Adding some more utility in that tree would be awesome, especially like, you know, some of the barrier augments. Like if some of these barrier augments on the left could work when I pick up the barrier, and then probably this augment right here, Almighty Ordnance. If I could use this more than once per action skill, it could be worth it. But yeah, those were awesome Zane changes, and the purple tree is really awesome. If you guys want to check out the new designer's cut, if you haven't bought it yet, please use my link down in the description to purchase it, and I get a kickback. Anyways, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel for more Borderlands 3 videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.